Fox College Football.
Dreams of a Big 12 championship are alive and well for the number 19 Oklahoma State Cowboys, with Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week, Josh Stewart, providing a major spark. But they face a hurdle today in Ames, Iowa, where in 2011, running back Jeff Woody and the Iowa State Cyclones derailed the number 2 Cowboys' hopes of a national championship. The Cowboys visit the Cyclones right now on Fox College Football. They're coming down the tunnel. The Iowa State Cyclones getting ready to take the field in front of a sellout crowd. The team venturing into the hostile environment, the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. It's one of the best atmospheres in the Big 12. Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. Welcome to Fox College Football. Today, the 19th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys tangle with the Iowa State Cyclones. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Mark Followell. When you ask anyone associated with Iowa State football about their biggest win ever, they all turn back to November 2011, the Friday night when they upset the then second-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. It's the first time the Cowboys have been back here in Ames since, and let's start talking about it first with our analyst of the booth, Brian Baldinger. And Brian, Oklahoma State, a win over TCU last week. The quarterback play was a bit spotty. Both Clint Chelf and J.W. Walsh played then. They should both play today, and they've got to have synergy with Josh Stewart at wide receiver.
Well, he's a dynamic player, and in a school that has a rich history of wide receivers, Josh Stewart is the next great one in line. And really, I mean, it's everything. It's the punt return game as he is right here. It's his ability to make plays after the game. But what I'm most excited about is this is one of the best route runners in all of college football. And we're going to get a great shot at him today working against an Iowa State defense that knows they got to slow him down.
The story with Iowa State, 1-5 their record, a lot of close shave losses. Then they ran into the Baylor buzzsaw last week and lost big time. So let's talk about that with our sideline analyst, J.C. Pearson. Obviously, Paul Rhodes has got to rebuild the confidence of this team this week. And bouncing back today starts with quarterback play. Sam Richardson's got to be the guy to lead the way there, right, J.C.?
You're absolutely right, Mark, because he's got to lead this team today. They feel like he may have lost a little confidence the last couple of weeks and gotten hesitant throwing the football. They want him to get back to playing the way he did early in this season and just turn it loose. Not only throwing the ball, but he's also the second leading rusher on this team. Now, obviously, they need him to play well to put points on the board, but also put drives together to keep that Oklahoma State offense on the sideline. So like you said, Mark, it all starts with the top, and that's Sam Richardson.
Well, this looks like a team as they take the field that will be confident and energized and enthused. They've got a great morning for football. Crisp, clear, and a great Saturday in Ames, Iowa. We'll kick it off. Iowa State and Oklahoma State coming up next. Fox College Football is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. By Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day. And by Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 36 straight years. They average over 55,000 here at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. Today, the Iowa State Cyclones play host to the 19th ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. Said at the top, this was a great day for football. It is windy. Late October here in Ames, Iowa, 42 degrees. A northwest wind at 20 miles per hour. The wind chill is 34, and it does feel every bit of that.
It almost feels like it could snow. It feels like that. The field is phenomenal. It is the best grass field I've seen in college football this year.
Oklahoma State leads the series that dates all the way back to the Big 8 days, 1926, 26, 18, and 3. Last year in Stillwater, Oklahoma State defeated Iowa State 31-10. As we noted earlier, what happened here 2 years ago was Iowa State in double overtime, winning at 37-31, knocking off the then second-ranked Cowboys. That's Kip Smith getting ready to kick off. A transfer from UCLA, a junior from Brookfield, Colorado. He also handles the punting duties, and he puts this one with the wind at his back through the back of the end zone, as we tell you, the Academy Sports and Outdoors right stuff players to watch for Iowa State's offense and Oklahoma State's defense.
Well, Aaron Wimberly is the running back right now. He leads the team in rushing, and they've got to get him going. They're a running team. And then Farniak is their most experienced lineman. He's their center. And then Sean Lewis is their every down linebacker for Oklahoma State. And Justin Gilbert is having a great season at corner. He's down there at the bottom of the screen right now, locked up. You'll see a lot of press man coverage from him today.
Iowa State going into the wind here in the first quarter. After the touchback kickoff by Kip Smith from their own 25-yard line with tight end E.J. Bibbs in motion. They will sweep this to the left side and a big hit at the 25-yard line as Seantrell Johnson gets pounded by Caleb Levy. Sam Richardson is the quarterback. He's from Winter Park, Florida. A sophomore this year. He's completed 57% of his passes en route to throwing for 1,255 yards. Seantrell Johnson ran for 2 on the first play of the game. The trip set to the right. There's one receiver to the left. And Richardson gets the ball out quickly through the hands of E.J. Bibbs, a tight end, a junior from Chicago, who's got 17 balls this year.
Yeah, and he's got to catch that ball. I mean, this is an offense that has struggled in the last 2 weeks. They've had 19 drives in the last 2 weeks against Texas Tech and Baylor where they didn't get a first down, and that would have really helped them on that throw. Be able to bring that ball in. Seantrell Johnson, a little bit of a surprise starting at tailback for the Cyclones today.
Johnson had a 120-yard rushing day against Tulsa last season in the opener here at Jack Trice Stadium. The third down and 8 snap as Richardson throws, and Shamil Gary on the pass breakup. They were looking for Jarvis West. They want pass interference here. The crowd does, and Ames, they won't get that call.
Well, they've got experienced safeties here for Oklahoma State. Gary along with Lowe, 2 of their best defenders, and here it is right here. I mean, just locked up. Press man coverage. They're going to make you throw with perfect throws and make you separate as a receiver. I think you're going to see a lot of that from the Cowboys today.
Shamil Gary leads Oklahoma State in pass breakups. That's his 8th of the year. Now, let's watch this matchup. Punter Kirby Vanderkamp, a good one. I don't know if he was psyched out by Josh Stewart or not, but a short punt. Oklahoma State will start at their own 42. So let's discuss the Academy Sports and Outdoors right stuff players to watch for Oklahoma State on offense and Iowa State on defense, Baldy.
Well, Jeremy Smith is their leading rusher right now, and Tracy Moore is their big play down the field receiver when they're not looking at Josh Stewart. And then Jeremiah Jordan, Jaquez Washington, they're number 1 and number 2 in the Big 12 in tackles, both of them averaging in double digit. In fact, Jeremiah George last week in that embarrassing loss to Baylor had a career best 18 tackles.
Oklahoma State after a 31-yard punt. Their first opportunity on offense. It's Clint Shelf at quarterback. Throws a strike to Charlie Moore. Caught in midfield and escorted out of bounds by Nigel Tribune. There's Clint Shelf. So the question is answered. The senior from Enid, Oklahoma, is the starter today.
He hasn't started since opening day against Mississippi State. Came in relief last week with J.W. Walsh in the second quarter and led him to victory. So he gets the start today.
Second down and 2. Shelf will play fake. And that bounces off Charlie Moore. Moore was slipping down, and it caroms off him out of bounds.
Well, really, ever since Brandon Whedon, stepped away and became a first-round draft pick in the NFL, Oklahoma State has been looking for a quarterback to take charge. They had Wes Lunt in here last year out of Illinois. He transferred back. He started. J.W. Walsh, Clint Shelf, they have all taken turns starting. You're looking for somebody to take the position.
And Shelf goes a bullet over the middle. Tracy Moore on the slant on 3rd and 2. Has a first down to the Cyclone 34. Deion Broomfield the tackle.
Mark, one thing you see from now, they're playing fast now. This is the Oklahoma State speed that they like to play with.
And they will quickly hand the ball off, and Desmond Rowland has the chance to run for the first time today and gains about 3.
Well, Clint Shelf, one thing he can do, he gets the ball out of his hands very quickly. He's very sure about what he sees defensively, and he knows where to go with the ball.
His team has a second down and 7, and we'll give the ball again to Rowland, who has a hole, who runs out of a tackle, and then is dropped right at the first down marker. Kenneth Lynn brings him down, but the chains will move for the second time.
Oklahoma State, the last couple of weeks now, they haven't been playing at the highest tempo because they've had injuries at wide receiver and injuries at offensive line. But today they look like they're set to go at that high-octane speed.
We'll see if they surpass their average of 76 plays per game on offense. They're 5-1 after a 24-10 win at home last week against TCU. That was an 8-yard run by Desmond Rowland on his second carry. At the Iowa State 23, Shelf throwing, caught, and falling down to the 19. Josh Stewart.
Josh Stewart just has an ability to separate and get open quickly. He does. Picks up 4 on that first down catch. We'll move him all over the field. Here's Walsh in the slot, now in motion.
Yeah, Stewart in motion. Caught 10 passes last week against TCU, 141 yards, and an electrifying punt return. A throw by Shelf, a catch. Tracy Moore broke out of the tackle at the 11. He broke out of another tackle at the 10 and drags him out inside the 5. Jansen Watson able to bring him down, but Tracy Moore with the run after catch to set up Oklahoma State with first and goal.
Well, you can see that Shelf is getting his receivers involved here. Now they're coming with their muscle package. Now they bring in Kyle Staley and Jeremy Seaton. When they get inside the 5, they like to have that threat of running some power football. Staley, about a 235-pound senior, very good blocker, both pass blocking and at the point of attack. They like to run power football here.
Only one man wide more, the running back, Desmond Rowland. Not much room for Rowland, the junior, who has carried 36 times for 147 this year.
Pretty good job by stacking it up inside. Brandon Jensen along with Irving, Morrissey. They knew that was coming. They've done the scouting report. When the muscle package comes in for Oklahoma State, they were ready for it.
Now Mike Gundy will spread things out on offense. Mike Yursich is his offensive coordinator. They went with the power package on first and goal. They'll spread it out. Trips left. One receiver right, Juwan Seals. At the 4, second and goal. It's still rolling in the backfield, but Shelf opting to throw and zips it past Juwan Seals, and here comes the flag.
There's a delayed flag.
Pass interference. Number 2, defense. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball would be placed at the 2-yard line. First out.
From Kissimmee, Florida, Jansen Watson, the guilty party.
Well, here's Watson on coverage here on Seals. I mean, he gets his hands on him, but not doing anything to stop him from getting his hands up to catch that ball. I thought it was a little chippy on the call. Let him play.
Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. A first and goal handoff straight ahead. Desmond Rowland driving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
Well, power football to cap off a good opening drive with good field position. Just enough push you could see all the way into the end zone. Pretty easy declaration by the side judge for Rowland to get in there, get his 3rd touchdown of the season.
They drive 58 yards, and as Baldy said, Rowland caps it off with his 3rd touchdown this year. Now here's Ben Grogan. Grogan, the freshman from Arlington, Texas, a perfect 29 of 29 on extra points. And with that extra point after the Desmond Rowland touchdown you see here, Oklahoma State has an early 7-0 lead.
Some people might think we're set in our ways, that we're old-fashioned. We couldn't agree more. For 140 years, Coors Banquet has only been brewed in Golden, Colorado, with pure Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. With us, old-fashioned has never gone out of style. Coors, the banquet beer.
At El Pollo Loco, we handcraft our new pollo bowls to capture rich, authentic Mexican flavors. With fire-grilled chicken, slow-cooked beans, and our ranchero or mole sauces. Any more authentic, you'd need a passport. El Pollo Loco, crazy you can taste.
Free is good. And free is back by popular demand. Because right now, Time Warner Cable will give you free DVR service for 6 months with the triple play, starting at $79.99 per month. For this free DVR offer, call 1-855-WANT-TWC. But this free DVR offer ends soon. Get free DVR service for 6 months with the triple play starting at $79.99 per month. Call 1-855-WANT-TWC today. Remember, offer ends soon. Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better.
Want to get your hands on some of this? Yeah, we thought so. And now's a great time to do it. During Nissan's Easy Choice sales event, choose to go further, connect better, get in easier, and get your hands on a great deal too, like 1,000 bonus cash on Rogue or 500 bonus cash on Versa Note. The choice is yours. Shop today at ChooseNissan.com.
Does El Pollo Loco put the same care into our harvest salad as we do our fire-grilled chicken? If you can't tell by the oven-toasted walnuts or aged balsamic, the golden tongs answer that question. Try our new 8-piece family meal for $20. El Pollo Loco. Crazy you can taste.
Show with the most family fun is about to start. Hosted by
Marco Antonio Regil. Sabemos lo que 100 latinos dijeron.
Monday to Friday, only on Mundo Fox.
First drive results in a touchdown for Oklahoma State. They converted a couple of third downs along the way. Paul Rhodes told us earlier this week a problem for them this year has been allowing too many long scoring drives. 25 of 60 or more allowed that have netted points for the opposition. That one was 58, and they couldn't get off the field.
He said, flat out, we've given up too many points. We've given up, 36 points a game. In fact, they had 3 games in a row where they scored over 30, and they lost all of them.
Jarvis West is ready to have a chance to run this kickoff back. The first was a touchback, and this one will end up pushing him 4 yards back into the end zone. Let's look back at that last drive as Oklahoma State moves it down the field.
Well, you got a little bit of everything. You got Desmond there running the ball. You got Clint Shelf spreading it around to 4 different receivers. That one to Charlie Moore on the outside. And then a little power running here to finish off that drive. So 10 plays, 58 yards. Mike Gundy has to like what he saw from Clint Shelf in that opening drive as he has shuttled quarterbacks throughout the year.
Mike Gundy, you see his record, 46-year-old from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Sam Richardson had an 0 for 2 passing first drive. He'll hand the ball off for the 25. Down goes Seantrell Johnson after a 2-yard gain. What are you seeing down there in the first 4 minutes, JC?
Yeah, I mean, impressive opening drive by Oklahoma State. But the thing to watch going forward is does Chelf run the ball? J.W. Walsh, who was the starter, he was the leading rusher for this football team. So Chelf did a great job with his arm and spreading the ball around on that first drive. But can he get going in the run game is something to watch going forward.
The leading tackler for Oklahoma State, Caleb Levy, made the stop on that last run by Seantrell Johnson. And an incompletion with Justin Coleman, the nearest intended receiver, a transfer from Nebraska-Omaha, a senior.
And that's on Sam Richardson. And that's what Paul Rhodes is trying to figure out, why he's off on his passes. I mean, that's a simple, flat route. There's 4 or 5 yards there to be gained to set up a short third down situation, and he can't make the throw. So he's been high, he's been off. Is that all injury related? That one looked like it was just bad mechanics.
Saw Paul Rhodes, like Gundy, 46 years old, just down the road in Ankeny, Iowa. Back to pass, Richardson under some heat, and it's intercepted by Justin Gilbert. Gilbert has a path to the end zone for a pick 6 for Oklahoma State.
Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
And the quarterback woes to Sam Richardson continue. He's late, bad decision, and Justin Gilbert, who's playing about as well as any corner in the Big 12, happily takes his 4th interception back for a touchdown. I mean, this is just, here's Gilbert here. He's just taking the motion right now. His ball is to Brundridge, their leading receiver. It's late. Can't be late on the outside against the talent of Justin Gilbert. It's a bad decision. We'll see if they stay with Richardson in this next series.
31-yard return for Justin Gilbert, as you saw, his 4th interception this season, the 9th in the career at Oklahoma State for the senior from Huntsville, Texas. He jumps the route, and there he goes. Celebrates with his teammates afterwards. An early 14-0 lead for the Cowboys.
Calling all Trojan and Bruin fans.
Guy is experiencing the highs and the lows right there. Sam Richardson throws the interception that Justin Gilbert runs back.
Well, I mean, look at this route now. I mean, here it is. Runner's going to run this out to the sticks. But we're going to freeze it when this ball's got to be thrown. Now, the ball has got to be out of his hands before then. And now Gilbert gets a chance to read that and jump it. I mean, he's a skilled player, one of the best corners in all of the Big 12. And you give him a late ball like that to the sideline, he's got no choice but to take it back for 6 points.
Gluing on the route, Gilbert runs it back. Another touchback. And right now, for the first time today, a Fox College football game break. Laura McKeeman.
Well, thank you, Mark. To the ACC, we go. Wake Forest at number 7, Miami. Josh Harris, the 12-yard run for a touchdown. Wake Forest up early on the Canes, 7-0. And, of course, the Canes need to be careful not to look ahead to FSU next week, guys.
Indeed, looking ahead, never a good thing. 3rd time that Iowa State will be starting on their 25 after touchbacks by Kip Smith for Oklahoma State.
Well, just think about Iowa State here and Sam Richardson. They go to Baylor. They get beat 71-7, the 3rd worst loss in Iowa State history. Now you come back, and on your 2nd series, you throw a pick 6. He's got to flush that, get it all out of his head, and start fresh right now.
Devondre Neely, the running back. Richardson will throw a deep ball, and it's almost caught at midfield. Shamil Gary again on a pass breakup as they were looking for Jarvis West, the junior from St. Petersburg, Florida.
This is a pretty good throw here. Kind of on the back shoulder. Nice play by Peterson, just getting the hand in there. But at least he got protection that time to get the ball down the field. Still without a completion yet today.
5 pass attempts. Maybe a 6th here as Neely will empty out of the backfield. Richardson stepping up to elude the rush. A throw, and it's incomplete at the 30, intended for E.J. Bibbs. And it was an Oklahoma State defender who's the one who got a hand on it, Dajuan Lowe.
Well, it's all about decision-making at quarterback. And sometimes you start to see ghosts. That ball should have been picked. That was a bad decision. So we've seen some bad mechanics, and we've seen some bad decisions from the quarterback so far today. This is a very good Oklahoma State defense, and right now they got everybody up at the line. They're going to challenge the protection, the quarterback, and then they're going to play press coverage on the outside and challenge the receivers as well.
Oklahoma State only allowing 18 points a game. Here's a throw on 3rd down to the sideline. And Dajuan Lowe in the coverage. They want the flag. It's not coming in on a pass that was intended for Albert Gary.
It's just a 2-receiver route to the outside right now, and we're going to get this going to the corner. And really, you look at Dajuan Lowe, he's right there. Their safeties cover like corners, and that's one of the reasons why they've been so good this year and really developing a swagger on that side of the ball.
The redshirt freshman Grant Rohach is the backup to Sam Richardson, who started 0 for 6. Kirby Vanderkamp from West Des Moines, Iowa. Great punter, averaging 44 per kick. Josh Stewart with a fair catch on the 2nd punt in the low 30s by Vanderkamp, 32. It's been all Oklahoma State here early on. We played just over 5 minutes, and they lead it 14-0. The Oklahoma State defense has scored a touchdown and held Iowa State to 4 yards on 3 drives. Tough sledding for the Cyclones so far, J.C. Pearson.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. But I think they've got to change up the way that they're attack this defense, especially early downs. 1st and 2nd downs, they need to throw some wide receiver screens, some running backs to make it easier on Sam Richardson and that offensive line, because when they get in long yardage situations, that offensive line is not going to be able to protect very well.
Now it's Oklahoma State's offense on the field for the 2nd time, and a throw and a catch to Jawan Seals. Seals caught it with his knee down just shy of midfield. Jared Brackens was in the neighborhood for the Iowa State defense.
Well, Oklahoma State is playing a lot of freshmen at wide receiver now because of injuries to Austin Hayes and Blake Jackson, and so guys like Seals are getting an opportunity to play a lot more right now.
Seals from Port Arthur is third on the team in receptions and just made one. Then a second down pass in the flat to Rennie Childs, incomplete from Chelf to Childs.
Well, and there's another freshman that they wanted to get on the field earlier today because of how well he played in the second half against TCU last week, and so he dropped his first pass when he got a chance.
Childs ran for a touchdown in the fourth quarter last week. Also had a 34-yard pass reception in the second half. This is a big play for Iowa State's defense. It's a long three that Oklahoma State needs at the 50. Desmond Rowland is the running back. And he wasn't there. Broken play, and Iowa State will get the stop. Down goes Chelf at the hands of Brandon Jensen.
Well, you said they needed to stop. They got to stop because it was really a blown call in the backfield. In the pistol formation right here, Chelf is going to turn to his left, and the running back is going to the right. As he got no choice right now but to eat that ball, and so Iowa State's defense comes up big with a 3-and-out stop.
The punt by Kip Smith. He got hurt last week. Michael Rickenstein had to kick a couple of times, but Smith boots that one down to the 14-yard line. Fox College Saturday continues as 10th-ranked Texas Tech will battle 15th-ranked Oklahoma coming up on Fox. Then you've got West Virginia taking on K-State. TCU hosts Texas. And in the nightcap, Cal squares off with Washington, all on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports, your home for college football all season long. It starts this morning here in Ames, Iowa, on a 42-degree morning with a wind chill of 34. Iowa State, a rough go. Sam Richardson has still not completed the pass. It's at the 13 on this drive. Just over 6 minutes gone in the game. Trying to get to the edge. Devon McNeely can't. And in the middle at linebacker, there's Caleb Levy, the senior leading tackler from Salina, Texas.
Well, everybody on Oklahoma State is just compressing this whole defense. They're playing all the defenders within 8 yards of the ball. I mean, everybody is up right now. The safeties are all up right here. They're all playing at 5 yards depth. They just don't believe that they can get the ball down the field.
With that loss of 4, it's 10 snaps for Iowa State, no yards. A pass in the flat, they'll have some yardage picked back up here to the original line of scrimmage. And then down goes Neely. Jimmy Bean brings him down.
You just wonder what's going on with Aaron Wimberly. We haven't seen him so far today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's their leading rusher. And so you don't know if it's some kind of something that he did. He looked healthy before the game, but I mean, right now, I don't know if punishment or something they might have done, but that's their leading rusher and their big play guy so far. He hasn't been on the field.
Junior from Snellville, Georgia. Wimberly transferred from Iowa Western Community College. And on 3rd and 10, they don't get the playoff. Pre-snap penalty.
False start, number 70, the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Daniel Burton, a redshirt freshman from Oklahoma City. Have we mentioned the problems on the Iowa State offensive line? 7 different starting combinations in 7 games.
And, you know, Paul Rhodes is an old offensive lineman and a guy that coached the offensive line. It all starts up front. It's a slippery slope. And so all kinds of injuries up there without Kyle Lichtenberg today. A lot of other guys who are adjusting.
3rd and 15. Pushed back because of the penalty. Richardson standing in the end zone, stepping up, throwing, and it is past the intended receiver at the 25-yard line, Tad Ekby, a sophomore from Houston.
That time, Oklahoma State only rushed 3, so Richardson had time. And really, this is a nice job of just running into the zone right here, and he's got Ekby open. There he is, sitting right in the hole, and he's going to catch that ball. I mean, it's actually the best throw that Richardson has had all day. His receivers got to help him.
Ekby doesn't make the catch, and they are counting on a boomer here from Kirby Vanderkamp. But unfortunately for them, it's end of the win. It's held up, and Oklahoma State has it at the Iowa State 43. And we have Laura McKeeman standing by with another game break. Laura.
All right, Mark, some SEC action for you. First ever meeting between Texas A&M and Vanderbilt. Johnny Manziel to Darrell Walker, the 8-yard touchdown. And so far, Johnny football's arm looks okay. He's 10 for 10 with a TD, Mark.
Well, it's been a tough beginning punting into the win for Kirby Vanderkamp, and because of that, ball, the great field position for Oklahoma State.
It's certainly, the wind is a factor today. It's going to be all day, really gusting down there on the field, and it has held the ball up on kickoffs and on punts so far.
Desmond Rowland is the running back. Shell started today at quarterback. Delay handoff. Big one for Rowland. 35, 30, spinning inside the Iowa State 25, where he's pushed to the turf by Jevin Miller from Brooklyn, Iowa, a junior.
What happened to Jeremiah George right here? He gets blocked right up front by Jake Jenkins, and there's nobody else in the middle.
19-yard run, then a pass, and incomplete. John Goodlett from Tulsa, a transfer from Indiana State, looking for his third reception of the season, doesn't get it.
Well, they're in that up-tempo right there. They thought they could catch Iowa State just slow to get lined up, and they really did. They just didn't make a good throw.
Desmond Rowland had a 19-yard run on the first play of the drive to the incompletion. Already in field goal range for Ben Grogan. Rowland has run for 32 yards today. On the rollout, incomplete. They were looking for the big guy out of the backfield, Kai Staley.
He doesn't get too many opportunities to touch the ball. And mysteriously right here for Mike Gundy, they really haven't done much to get the ball to Josh Stewart early in this game. Here he is right now. He's in the left slot. He got some double coverage working on him up at the top. Man on him and a man behind him.
And the pistol with Rowland as the running back. Fake to him. Rowland picked up the blitz. Shelf rolls, and Shelf throws to the end zone. Incomplete, but there's another marker down. You had two receivers down there for Oklahoma State, Marcel Aitman and Tracy Moore. And the receivers for the Cowboys are clapping.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
The referee today is Alan Eck. You heard the call, defensive holding.
Well, that's the second one today, and it's the second time that they had a chance to get off the field, and you give them a first down. You just can't do that to an offense that has this much firepower.
Third penalty today for Iowa State. They average 5 penalties a game for almost 49 yards from the 14. Rowland on the handoff. Rowland inside the 10. And spotted down to the 8 with a pickup of 6. Jeremiah George, the middle linebacker, the leading tackler for Iowa State and in the Big 12. Quick play again. Rowland, the handoff, stumbling. Got tripped up at the 10. Walter Woods.
Yeah. You know, for Oklahoma State, they're trying to replace Joseph Randall, who's now the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, with DeMarco Murray hurt.
And so they've been trying to find that run game that always balanced out a potent passing attack. Right now, Iowa State, pretty good job on the first 2 downs here, forcing him probably to throw it here on 3rd down.
And their leading rusher is Jeremy Smith, who has not played today. It's been Desmond Rowland or Rennie Childs. 3rd and 4 at the 8, throwing to the end zone, and it is pulled down and caught. Touchdown. The reception by Moore.
It was great coverage on the play. Moore did a phenomenal job of staying with the ball and ripping it out of Nigel Tribune's hands. Tribune has this ball perfectly played. He's inside out. He's got position on, watch, inside out right here. But Moore takes it right away from him. How you play the ball in the air determines your success, and right there, Moore just took the ball right away from Tribune.
Both Moores have 2 catches today, Charlie Moore and Tracy Moore. And that's Moore, Charlie Moore, the senior from Bullard, Texas. And Ben Grogan makes it 21-0. Oklahoma State has come on the road, and in the first 9+ minutes, they have jumped on the Cyclones. The fade to the end zone. Charlie Moore wins the fight for the ball. Cowboys up 21-0.
Range Rover Sport. Land Rover. Above and beyond.
Got a Shakey's craving? Shakey's! Treat your taste buds to Shakey's PCM. Original house-made thin crust pizza, crispy fried chicken, and our famous Mojo potatoes. Feed the family for just $19.99. Shakey's PCM. It's what you crave.
We sleep in our van every night, but we don't want them to know that. Nothing like a good haircut to make you feel like a rock star.
We just enhance your awesome style.
I really love what you did with my hair.
Supercuts rock the cut.
These are not your typical preppers. They don't have homes. They have invisible, mirrored fortresses. They have escape tunnels. They build the world's fastest, bulletproof, fireproof ATV.
It is a beast!
Step up the prep with a new season of Doomsday Preppers, Tuesday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
I'm being sued for malpractice. I might lose my license.
Did you leave a fedora and a woman during surgery?
That never happened. It was a Livestrong bracelet.
The League, all new Wednesday at 10:30, only on FXX.
Everybody was wide open, okay? So you guys just got to make sure you get set and then burst down the field, and he's got to get the ball out. And hell, everybody on the team was wide open. They didn't even cover you, right? Okay, let's go. Keep going. Let's go. Let's go.
Mike Gundy, the head coach for Oklahoma State, talking to his receivers. There's Charlie Moore, who had an 8-yard touchdown reception to complete a 7-play, 43-yard drive. Key number, 43-yard drive. Oklahoma State, great starting field position, averaging their own 47 in 3 drives.
Mike Gundy knows a little bit about wide receivers.
Oh, yeah.
He's coached a bunch of great ones. Des Bryant, Justin Blackman, and now Josh Stewart. And going all the way back to the Woods brothers here. I mean, they've had a legacy of great wide receivers and an offense that you can really flourish in. He knows the way it's supposed to look.
Offense averaging nearly 36 points a game this season. Kip Smith has done a good job in the field position aspect of things today, and it will be another touchback. Jarvis West downs it in the end zone. On Oklahoma State, linebacker Caleb Levy having himself a day.
Well, he is, and he's a sideline-to-sideline guy. If you don't get a body upon him, he's going to flatten your running back. I mean, he stays clean, so that's a credit to his defensive line of Barnett, Castleman up front. But you let him run for the middle linebacker position now, and you don't block him, I mean, he'll make every tackle. And he looks like he's off to a pretty good start today. Had an interception and a fumble recovery last week against TCU.
By the way, with the 21-point score today, Oklahoma State has stretched their consecutive games of scoring at least 20 to 46. 2-yard run on first down for Iowa State. Calvin Barnett on the tackle, JC.
Yeah, and absolutely going back to Caleb Levy. You know, I've been real impressed down here on the field at how fast he is and how athletic he is. He's a big kid, too. You got to get a hat on him. And Baldy was talking about how clean he is on every play. That offensive line of Iowa State has got to make sure that they get to that next level and get a hat on him, or he's going to make every tackle in the run game.
Iowa State has 6 yards today. Richardson on the option. This will be their biggest gain of the day as he turns it upfield and runs right to the 35, maybe inches shy of a first down.
Well, this is what they need from Sam Richardson. I mean, he's an option quarterback now. So here he comes down. They're not going to block the outside defensive end right here on the play, Tyler Johnson. When he plays the pitch, Richardson makes the right read.
And Emmanuel Ogba ran him down. This is a 3rd down and 1. They fake to Jeff Woody. The keeper by Richardson is just enough for Iowa State's first down.
And they get a standing ovation, right? You don't want to be down 21-0 before you get your first down. But, I mean, it's just an option football right now. So option football means you're not going to block this man, all right? He's going to play the pitch. You're going to take that ball inside.
And you had a key block delivered by big Jeff Woody. The Cyclones just outside their own 35. Richardson. Now the pocket breaks down. He will tuck it under and run for a couple.
Now, Richardson, in all fairness, has been battling injuries. He's had an ankle injury that slowed him down, a groin injury, and so they said he's as healthy as he's been, though, in weeks right now. But really, look at the coverage right now. I mean, they're just manning up right now, and you're not getting and playing a little zone with those safeties over the top.
Motion for Justin Coleman. 2nd down. Richardson down the seam with a home run ball, and he finds E.J. Bibbs. Bibbs brings it all the way down to the Oklahoma State 26-yard line. Shamil Gary stops him there.
Well, those safeties have been cheating up, and we've been watching it. They've been playing at about 8-yard steps, enough to play action that time. They got Bibbs behind them all for the first big play of the day for the Cyclones.
Oh, do they need that? And now a quick pass to the sideline and a catch at the 25.
So you can't miss this shot, right? You get Bibbs deep, and he puts it right on him. Bibbs having a good season. That was his 18th catch of the year. He gets behind the safety, Shamil Gary. Look, you're going to play safeties at 8 yards deep. You got to take your chances.
It was 38 yards on that pass play to Bibbs. Now you've got a 2nd down throw again by Richardson. Looking for the end zone, and he got it on the back shoulder fade. Quentin Bundridge gets Iowa State on the board.
That drive should be an injection of confidence for this Iowa State offense that desperately needs it. And really, it was 2 big plays by Richardson to Bibbs, the tight end, and to Brundridge, their leading receiver, who beat Oklahoma State's best corner, Justin Gilbert, in the end zone that time.
Full net in the extra point ball. The Iowa State is on the board after 12 minutes.
Well, you have to give your star receiver a chance to make the play. And that's what they do to Brundridge here. They get man-to-man, one-on-one on the outside, and Richardson just gives his receiver a chance to make the play on the ball. All right, he's got Gilbert locked up on him. He's making a break to the outside. He's going to throw it to his outside shoulder, let Brundridge adjust to it. That's exactly the throw that you have to make. You can't make it any better than what Richardson just did. And give credit to his offensive line right here. Plenty of time. That ball was into the wind, into the sun. That's what Paul Rhodes has been looking for now.
Indeed. Quentin Bundridge,
good answer,
has the 2nd longest play from scrimmage this year in FBS with a 97-yard reception he had against Texas.
I like Brundridge. Out of Palmetto, Florida. Paul Rhodes has gone down to Florida and got himself a lot of receivers, a lot of talent down there, and that'll make him feel a little bit better about the start to this game.
Florida has 24 players on the Iowa State roster. More than Texas. Texas 20, Iowa, of course, the most. A return at the 20, Justin Gilbert driven out of bounds off the Edwin Arceo kickoff. 21-7, Oklahoma State leads. Here's Laura McKeeman with a Fox College football game break.
All right, Mark, to the Houston Cougars we go. This is their 7th game of the season, and they've scored in all 25 quarters they played. They didn't want to lose that streak. So with only 46 seconds left in the first quarter, the Cougars tied it up with records 7-7. I don't know about you guys, but I picked this game as a potential upset.
Well, Houston certainly trying to bounce back from a 47-46 loss to BYU last week.
Tough loss in Provo last week, but they played very, very well. And got a good freshman quarterback there in Houston.
John O'Born. Here's Clint Shelf throwing deep, looking for Josh Stewart, broken up. Dion Broomfield back in midfield to knock it away.
That was an important play because the first time they went down the field to Stewart today. Pretty good throw by Shelf. Got the wind behind him, so they're taking advantage of it. But Broomfield makes the play. Look, there's nobody to help him now. You're all alone out there, and he didn't panic. That's a good play.
Defensive coordinator Wally Burnham will like that. On the 23, second down. Short to Juwan Seals. It will be 3rd and 10.
Watch Broomfield here. See, he doesn't panic. All he's doing is reading the eyes of Josh Stewart, which is not easy to do. Go try that in your backyard against your brother. Don't look back for the ball. Just look at your brother's eyes and then make the play. Blindfolded play. Nice job.
Around 55,000 expected today here at Jack Trice Stadium. And they've been given life after the slow start by the Cyclones. Now they're trying to help the defense get a stop on 3rd and 10. Chill throwing behind the intended receiver at the 40-yard line. Charlie Moore, who had a touchdown reception earlier, went down, and Oklahoma State goes 3 and out.
Yeah, you know, and Clint Shelf only completes a touch over 54% of his passes, and he wasn't on that drive. And I'm not taking anything away from Iowa State. They defended very well, but you can feel this crowd right now, and it's a great crowd, starting to feel a little bit better about their chances.
The momentum maybe turning a little bit with Kip Smith. The wind at his back. What a kick. Over the shoulder catch at the 15 by Jarvis West. Running out beyond the 20, stop to the 23. That is a 62-yard boomer by Kip Smith. Last drive for Iowa State to get him on the board.
Right, and it was. It started with Richardson running, picked up a first down, then he gets the ball to Bibbs down his tight end down the seam, gets behind the safeties, and he finished it off with a touchdown throw on the outside to Brundridge. Great throw against good coverage. Kind of throws that he's going to have to make today, Mark, because he's going to see a lot more of this press man coverage. Oklahoma State got some good coverage people. They got some good pass rushers. See if they can kind of build off of that last drive.
A drive where Rick Richardson went 3 for 3, 64 yards. The game was on a slippery slope. Richardson and Iowa State, they respond. A keeper by Richardson on the zone read for a yard. JC.
Yeah, you got to give Iowa State a lot of credit on that last drive for making those big plays, because Oklahoma State's defense, the reason they've been so good this year is because they haven't given up big plays. They only had given up 14 all year of plays of 20 yards or more, and that's second best in the entire country. Iowa State makes 2 big plays on that last drive.
First the pass to Bibbs, then the touchdown throw to Bundridge. Just a run of 1 on first down, and now a marker down.
Ball start, number 70, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, for Iowa State, that's twice today that they've caught Daniel Burton.
Burton, just a freshman from Oklahoma City. Been juggling up and down the offensive line, playing guard, playing tackle today with the injury to Lichtenberg.
Now with a minute and a half to go in the first quarter, it's back to the 18. Here's pressure from Jimmy Bean. Richardson got away. Oh, dancing and darting, zigzags through the Oklahoma State pass rush up to the 25.
But he does give you that a little bit of ability to extend the play. And really, when you look at Jimmy Bean right there, I mean, he's really developed and really come on. But you're going to get some pressure off the edge right now, and really Richardson keeps this thing alive. Really took what was going to be a loss and turned it into a little bit of a gain, setting up this 3rd and 8.
Jimmy Bean, part of that Denton Geyer High School connection. That's where J.W. Walsh and Josh Stewart are from. And Jimmy Bean, a sophomore, 2.5 sacks this year. Richardson, a keeper on 3rd down on the option. Down he goes. Oklahoma State snuffs that out. Great defensive lineman, senior Calvin Barnett from Tulsa.
And I find it hard to believe that that's the call that you're going to make on 3rd and 8. against a really talented Oklahoma State defense.
Their first charge of the half. 30 seconds in line. Please put 34 seconds on the game clock.
Well, this is to make a punt into the wind.
That's all it is. I mean, it's just to play field position right now.
And maybe it means that Josh Stewart will get a chance for a punt return here. Mr. Explosive, Mr. Electricity, Josh Stewart, 23.8 punt yards per punt return this year, second in the nation. 2 punt returns for a touchdown this season, including 95 yards against TCU last week. That puts him with some great names: Barry Sanders, Darren Williams, Des Bryant, who also have had 2 punt returns for a touchdown in a season for Oklahoma State.
But I think this wind has affected Josh Stewart on these punts because the wind is knocking the ball down, and he's not really getting a chance to really get underneath it and get some momentum up on the return.
Herbie Vanderkamp will take it away from him. It will take a roll. Vanderkamp, a little bump and run. It's like he's playing a links course.
He'll take that. You know, that's a better play than to punting it to Josh Stewart. Now, you see what the wind has done to all these punts. And they also not just wanted to get the punt return, but I think you'll look at them to take a deep shot here with the wind at their back and see if they can use it to their advantage to get a big play in the passing game.
Vanderkamp is 11 yards off his punting average today. He averages 44.5. He's at 33.5 today, kicking into this 20-mile-an-hour wind. For their own 41. This is a keeper, and there's a lot of room for Chelf. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's got the 40. Picks up a block inside the Cyclone 30. Dion Broomfield brings him down, but the keeper by Chelf nets big yardage.
Well, he's not afraid to run this offense just the way J.W. Walsh is, and they're just coming down with option football. And you can see they play the pitch, but nobody plays the quarterback. It's like J.W.'s not the only guy that can run in this offense at the quarterback position.
Chelf runs for 32. Cluing on the route was Nigel Tribune as they were throwing to Brandon Shepard on the sideline.
Really nice break on the ball here by Tribune. Going to read this route right now, going to get underneath it and knock this ball down. Not a great route, to be honest with you, by Shepard. He's got to square that off a little bit more. I thought he rounded it, and he gave Tribune a chance to make a play on it.
Tribune, the only true freshman playing for Iowa State this year. They had no true freshman play last year. Now Chelf for the final play of the first quarter. Makes it 5 straight incompletions, but it won't be an incompletion because a marker goes down at the 5-yard line as Shepard went down.
But they're going right after Tribune, but he did turn back to look at the football, and the contact looked like it was incidental. And that's what Paul Rhodes is arguing about.
Just apoplectic on the sideline right now. Paul Rhodes, the fiery head coach of the Cyclones.
That's what he's saying. It's incidental contact.
Pass interference. Number 34 defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. The game clock expired during the play. We're going to have an untimed down.
Here's the double move on the outside. Now watch. Tribune gets him on his hip. I mean, he's allowed to get position when he turns back for the ball. And if Shepard is going to run into him like that, I'm on Paul Rhodes' side on this.
I think you make a pretty strong argument, Brian. There will be an untimed down, as you heard referee Alan Eck explain, because of the defensive foul on the final play of the first quarter. Wally Burnham, in his 5th year at Iowa State, former defensive coordinator at South Florida. There's Nigel Tribune, the freshman. And Paul Rhodes still seething.
Well, that's their 3rd defensive pass interference penalty here now in the first quarter alone. And I really kind of take exception on 2 of them. And I think that's what Paul Rhodes is. I mean, I don't blame him for fighting for his true freshman, Nigel Tribune, right there, because that's what they've coached him to do. Run the wide receiver to the sideline, put him on your hip, turn back for the ball. Any contact at that point should be take the foul off.
Untimed down at the 12 to end the first quarter. A run by Desmond Rowland for 6 yards with Corey Morrissey stopping him on the final play of the first quarter. Tribune is still upset.
That's the end of the first quarter.
First quarter is over. The sun coming up in Ames, Iowa. The race for the good seats on a sellout crowd day in Jack Trice